Welcome to Vibes of India. I'm Janvi and today we have a very special guest on the show. We will be talking to Nigerian visual artist Uche James Iroha, who is on a quest. He's looking for answers. He's traveling from Nigeria all the way to Ahmedabad, Gujarat to get his answers. We'll be sitting with him to know what brings him to Ahmedabad and what are the answers that he is looking for. Welcome Uche to Vibes of India. Yeah, first of all, what brings you to Ahmedabad, Gujarat?
That's a good question, actually. A lot of things. It could also describe it as a quest to find connections. I've been between my sensibilities, local sensibilities as an African, as a Nigerian, to Asia, and particularly India. This is a space I think we have a lot of similarities, demographics, cultural, social. Relationships a lot, so I'm willing to explore these platforms, yes.
Is there any specific thing that you're looking for in Gujarat or in Ahmedabad, because when it comes to this place's history or its future?
Yeah, I'm looking for particular possibilities of making connections. I'm asking myself, are there similarities? Are there things that unite us? Can we build affinities culturally? Because for me, it's clearly lacking culturally. There's a lot of commercial and economic cooperation already going on between India and Nigeria, where I come from. Look at Bollywood, look at Nollywood, even the Indian weddings and Nigerian weddings. These are popular multi-million-dollar industries, right? But culturally, I don't see any cooperations, between the two countries and cultural spaces, if you like. So the Afro-Asian Cultural Highway or Afro-Indo Cultural Highway is quite lonely.
There's not much done about it.
There's not a lot going on as far as I'm concerned personally. So I'm thinking maybe this visit to Gujarat, to Ahmedabad to be precise, is an opportunity to see what is possible. Yeah.
As an outsider, what is your idea of Ahmedabad or Gujarat?
I think it's an incredible space where a lot is going on, but there's a lot available visually, but it's also a huge invitation to look under these layers to see what is possible, what is going on, and this is what I'm doing at the moment, to peel off all these layers to see. Yeah.
And you seem to be on a quest of something, of finding answers. So through which medium are you going to, explore the space or the state?
For me, I come from a background of photography. My first degree is in sculpture. And but after my first degree, I started looking at photography as a new medium. And I was deceived by this new medium of photography, looking at how quick it was to create an image, If you compared it in contrast with sculpture and years, months of building up something in bronze or in metal. Yeah, but I realized that nothing really was different because the process of conceptualization, the process of composition, these things are statutory. They never change, right? So for me, looking at Ahmedabad, I'm going to look at more about through the lenses and also post-production, a lot of ways of non-photographic ways of articulating final presentation. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And India is such a diverse country, but what brought you to this state specifically, or have you traveled to other states of India also, and what has been your experience?
No, I have not left Gujarat yet, but I moved around a bit in my immediate vicinity, which is already a lot. India is multicultural and very diverse, that's the word. Yeah, I've seen, for me, it's always the people. My mapping system is the people, right? Yes, architecture speaks a lot. The physicality, the materiality of the city speaks a lot, but the human resources, for me, is the most authentic legend to approach the city. And for me, this has been incredible. I've been opportuned and blessed to come across a lot of incredible people from the conflictorium, most especially, and I thought Avenue was just some singular person in this space, but everybody seems to be brings an incredible value, individual, authentic, value to the table, and this I find very awesomely welcoming.
It's still a very short time in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, but have you come across any experiences or any people or anything which I think will stay with you for a little longer?
Yes, I ran into the community, the CD, yeah, community, yes, and I started to interact with these guys, and it was so nostalgic. These are people coming from Africa like myself over a period of more than 700 years ago, and I find it incredibly amazing that they are still very willing and tenacious in terms of how they still hold on to their cultural identities, you know. And for me, this is something that hits the nail on the head for why the reason why I'm here. So I already started to interact and also to make work around this community already. Yeah, already.
So you want to focus on, say, Africans in Gujarat?
I don't want to see it. Yeah, I'm looking at connection generally as an issue, connectedness, interconnectedness, because in this new digital world, it seems that being connected might just be something that is ultimately mandatory, and it's something that we must do and we cannot do without. It's statutory that we work together, irrespective of diversity, whatever that means, yes.
Gujarat as a state has always been a consortium, where different people from different cultures have come, they are accepted, and their communities have been thriving in the state. But what do you think of Gujarat now? Like, do you think it's welcoming of immigrants, or do you think it's welcoming of other communities and it is a safe state?
Yeah, for me, so far, I think it's too little for me a time to make that kind of confirmation to you, but from the little time I've spent, especially in the cultural community, is quite welcoming and nice. But sometimes I also see that there are other gateways. There are some checkpoints, if you like. Yeah, these are the reason why we engage as cultural practitioners, and this is the point where I'm interested in, really. Yeah.
In your quest, what do you think will be the biggest challenge to, explore Gujarat's landscape or Ahmedabad?
I have no clue, and that's the most interesting thing for me. I'm the kind of guy who, on a journey, I'm not interested in the destination. I'm really more interested on the journey itself.
Yeah.
This is, for me, the critical thing.
And what was your starting point, in the sense, what made you take on this journey? I mean, did you come across something or read something, or was it just in a quest, like?
Coming from Nigeria, we also were colonized by the British. We had a lot of things in common. In Lagos, where I lived, was also in the heart of the Indian community. And I live in the US now and working largely in the US. I ran into Avni Sethi in New York and on the platform of the VLC, and we started to have a conversation I found was, look, this is something that must happen because we are so related, we are so interconnected in terms of, these two spaces, Nigeria and India, thinking of the same issues, going through the same conflicts, negotiating the same dialogues and narratives, right? So it was just a matter of destiny and timing that it could happen, that I come here and also explore. Yeah.
From your journey, would you want to share any incident or any anecdotes that has stayed with you, and maybe from Gujarat or maybe from even other states?
Yeah, for me, it's really centrally. I've not seen other parts of India, just Gujarat.
No, even not of India, like even in your journey of exploring or drawing similarities between Nigeria and the other countries, like is there any incident which you're stuck with?
Loads of incidents, but there's no particular one. But we arrived and I got here in the morning, 2:45 a.m. in the morning, and we drove straight to a tea place on the street, and this is like a typical Nigerian situation as well, and on our way there, there's people were taking their morning exercises, walking straight on the motorway. I mean, in Texas, in the US, that would be like weird, but in Nigeria, that is normal, and the driving, people could, visually it looks or seems chaotic, but for me, it's the same in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah. There's some certain kind of order that is not orthodox, right? This is something I'm used to as well. Yeah. So I started to connect to this, even the sound is quite alive. listening to the ambient sound.
There is some sense in the chaos.
It's incredible because if there wasn't, or if there weren't, then maybe there could be collapse or unsustainability. But it's there. That means it's something. Yeah.
One of the phrases which is very common in Ahmedabad and Gujarat is like to still have a colonial mindset, that you are free from Britishers, but you still have that mindset that anything foreign or anything coming from that land looks better, looks prettier, looks nicer or smarter than what we are. Do you think that even in Nigeria or in other countries, they share a similar thing? It's still in the mindset.
Yeah, the mindset, like you said, that's the critical area of conflict. I'm not really bothered about the physicality of this kind of fusions happening. But even on the other side, people, even the colonizers think, okay, we are putting our culture on people, but they've also imbibed other things themselves, even as you colonize, because the guy who is the jailer also is in the jail, right? You're also incarcerated in the space. I mean, you're not moving out because you need to watch someone, right? So there are a lot of things shared on both sides, but the critical areas of contest is usually when it becomes not fair and when it becomes more not physical and it becomes a bit mental, and then that's where the issues arise. Yeah.
And what has this whole journey done to you as a person? Has it changed you in any way, or has it affected you in any way? Because whether we are studying, be it something like physics or something like any subject, like it does something to us. So what has this journey done to you, or is still doing?
Yeah, still doing is the right question, because it's launched me onto this constant state of mind where I am always aware of sensibilities, but also being careful to keep my mental balance as normal as I can, but also to see what is available in terms of resource, and also who am I in this whole space, and how can I share and contribute. So it puts me on that spot all the time. Yeah.
Even in the short while, what are the things that you exactly know about Gujarat now? Like say something like Gujarat is a state where business thrives, where entrepreneurship runs in the blood of people. But are there any things that you can definitely say, even as an outsider, about Gujarat or about Ahmedabad?
Yeah, I have this sneaky feeling that it could be a bit more freer. There's a possibility of people also being able to be a lot freer than they are right now, in terms of movement, in terms of expression themselves, in terms of what is right and what is sayable, and who can be approached and who can be approached, things like that. How does the government see this? And the ability to question generally is the real freedom.
You think it's still missing in Gujarat?
I feel it somehow, yes. We have the same problem at home. Yeah, people who question the government, who ask pertinent survival questions, there's some response, which sometimes are not so palatable,
Could you find any reasons on why this is specific to Gujarat, that just the freedom to express or the freedom to question is missing in such an important state of India?
I don't know if it's missing. I've not compared any parts of India. I just, for me, it's a beautiful thing that I've not gone to the popular centers like Delhi, Mumbai, and I flew straight to Ahmedabad. For me, it's special, looking at this beautiful space and beautiful people. Yeah, I've not compared a lot for me, so I don't think for me that's my direction in terms of looking at freedom.
But it's just an observation.
Yeah, for me, I'm making that connection because I don't see a lot of difference from where I come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a similar state from the place where you come from, where when it comes to about freedom or when it comes to about ability to question? Do you think it's a similar?
Yeah, because we come from the same Anglo colonization. We come from military dictatorship history. These sensibilities are still available. If you look deep, there's a touristic presentation that looks nice, that posters at the airport. Welcome to this, welcome to that. But when you dig a bit deeper, you realize that you don't go so and so time. You don't say this. Let's edit this. You can't drink that. You can't go there. You can't have that. And you begin to see those checkpoints.
Those lines.
Yeah. So they begin to creep up and
Anything else you would want to share with our viewers about your work or about your journey?
I think for me, the audience's perspective is something I enjoy myself. It's a carte blanche. It's a blank space for them to also share their points of view. And my work really is I like to think of my work as something that is able to inspire, to instigate dialogues and conversations, not to say really that this is this.
Yeah, but it's about starting a conversation.
Yeah, if my work is able to make people become uncomfortable about something, or uncomfortable people becoming comfortable with something, then I begin to announce success. Yeah.
We wish you all the best in your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for more such interviews, for more such interactions, keep watching Vibes of India. Thank you.
Thank you.